Hey, Roaring! Hey, Roaring! Hey, Roaring! Ik hoor een turf in Tom's penis. Garbage! 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 Garbage!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SEN Live. I'm your host, Ralph Biscuits, and this is the Ralph Biscuit Show. So, thank you for joining us here, and I'm so glad to have you, as always. Why? Because you're good people, I hope. If not, don't watch the show. Joining me on the show is the one, the only, RB3. He's the man. Are you showing that haircut of yours or what?
I can hop off screen.
I can. I mean, sure.
Just put it
What's that haircut,
bro. Come on.
Oh, you're looking crispy. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Yo, who is your barber and where can I find him? I look like a hobo.
It's called himself. Did you cut your hair yourself?
No, actually, my girlfriend did this for me.
She did the twist.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh, Winston, you said hobo. I was about to get really angry at you.
Come on. Wait a minute. Come on, man. Come on, man. First of all, I would never. Second of all, look, let's be real, though. Sometimes I be looking fabulous than a motherfucker. I'll tell you, it just depends on the day, man.
Hey, if you want to dabble, the pool's open, my friend.
Well, listen, he is here. He is the manager of swag, and he is fabulous. He is Winston Marshall. The one, the only, the android, Marc Andreyko, getting ready to get into that singles tournament. I can see it. The hunger is there. We'll talk about him in just a little bit. Brett Sheridan.
I'm sorry, Mark got me with that.
And
it took a second. I was just like, oh, shit. I'm crying.
But certainly not least, she is going to be watching very closely tonight's big match with John Roca and Ethan Irwin. Her fate is in one of their hands tonight. Sabrina Ramirez is here. Hello, Sabrina. How are you?
Hi. Hey, happy to be here. Happy to spend this day with you guys, and then, go into that match later on.
That match tonight is going to be nuts. We'll talk about that. We have a lot to talk about today. So as I was going through the news, the movie news, there's some stuff. There's some movie news. There's some TV news. But to be honest, the other day, and I always talk about it on this show, how I'm always trying to find shit to watch with my wife, and we've got to be on the same page. So the other day, Bonnie Somerville had called me and asked me if I could get on the phone with her because she's working on a brand new podcast and wanted some advice. So I was on the phone with her, and I come back in to my house, and my wife is watching something. I thought it was like a stand-up special. And she's like 20 minutes into this. I'm like, what are you watching? She's like, oh, it's a documentary on the Beastie Boys. I'm like, are you out of your mind? I'm like, you're watching a Beastie Boys doc without me? I'm like, that's like my shit. And she's like, all right, we'll start it over. So we started over and we started watching it. And like anything else in this house, it takes us 2 days to do it. But it's on Apple, and it's pretty fascinating. I don't know. I didn't really ask anybody here, but I always assume people are Beastie Boys fans. But is there anybody on the panel who's not a Beastie Boys fan that has no interest in this?
I like them. I don't worship them like a lot of people do, but I respect them and know about their place in music, and I enjoy a lot of their stuff. But
right, that's great, because that's kind of like, I think that, and even with that kind of mentality, Mark, I think you would find this, if you respect their music and where they came up from and what they did, I think that you would enjoy this stuff.
I can't wait to watch it, because I think those three guys are all fascinating interviews. They're all so smart and so interesting. It's just a matter about musical taste. It's not necessarily my go-to thing, but
you know what's so crazy about it when you watch it is that you can't really pinpoint what their music is, because they've changed so many times and on purpose, right? So like when you watch kind of how they were friends since they were like 13, 14 years old. They go over, it's Ad Rock and Mike D who are up there kind of talking. It was Spike Jonze filmed it. It was in front of a crowd. They were talking obviously pre-COVID, and they're talking about this book that they had written, and then they made this film, and they're kind of chronicling everything that happened over the course of their career. So they talk about how they starting up, and they were like a kind of like a punk band, and they were doing these things, and they're playing these gigs, and they wrote this song. Do you guys remember? I mean, most of you might know. You remember Carvel, right? Carvel ice cream.
Cookie Puss.
Yes. So do you know where I'm going with this, Mark?
I think so, but I'm not quite sure.
So they made a song about Cookie Puss. So that they made a song about Cookie Puss, and they started passing it around, and people started playing that song, and then they show footage of it at some talk show or whatever, and Ad Rock goes into this place, the studio audience, and he asks, he's like, "Hey, have you ever heard of the Beastie Boys and Cookie Puss?" to this DJ that was on his, and he's like, "Yeah, I do know that song. I play it a lot," and he kind of gave him some props, and it's really cool when you see it in general. But that kind of got them started in this band, and it was like 3 or 4 of them, and then they had, I can't remember the woman's name that was also their friend that was in the band as well. So as they were doing their music and everything, that was right around the time when like Run DMC popped, and they got obsessed with Run DMC. They were obsessed, as everybody else was too, right? So they got obsessed, and they started learning kind of how they wanted to start practicing hip hop. And so they met Rick Rubin during that time, and then through Rick Rubin they met Russell Simmons. And then they started kind of putting together Russell Simmons saw the dollar signs with 3 white rappers, right? So they start kind of putting it together, and they start recording all this stuff. But they really go into like Adam Yout and show kind of what a musical genius he is. But they go through all of that stuff with the first tour of License to Ill. And it's really the fact that they were these kind of bad, fight for your right and all this stuff, this kind of bad boy reputation that they had. And then after that, it was like the Beastie Boys, after a while, they were like 19, 20 years old. They burnt out. They were burnt out, and they were just like kind of, they went off. I think Ad Rock went off to L.A. Adam Yout started his own band. I don't know what the hell Mike D was doing, And then they met back up in L.A., signed with a new company, and then they made Paul's Boutique. So this whole thing is super fascinating, like watching all of it as they went through, because I always thought Paul's Boutique like crushed when it came out. It didn't.
Oh, no.
No, it did.
Paul's Boutique was to Licensed Ill what Around the World in a Day was to Purple Rain. They're both amazing albums, but they followed these huge commercial successes, and people were like, "Wait, this isn't Purple Rain 2, or this isn't Fight for the Right to Party." Paul's Boutique isn't the one album of theirs I actually own.
Paul's Boutique is great, and they showed footage with Adam Yout, and he's like, when that didn't hit, I realized at that point you never know, because I was convinced that it was tons better than License to Ill, and there was so much more I loved about it. And then they rented, which is really crazy. They rented because of the money that when they signed with Capitol Records, these maniacs, they rent out this big expensive house, like mansion in the hills, right? And they're living there, putting together the Paul's Boutique. And they have like a pool with a bridge over it and all this crazy shit. And I can't remember the woman whose house it was beforehand, but there was this closet, and they like kicked it open, and they had like all this gear from like the 70s, and they took pictures with it, and that's where all it's really cool to watch the whole entire thing. But then after it, they talk about how Check Your Head came about and all this other stuff, and I felt it could have been like a documented series for like 5 or 6 episodes, but it's Hitman Houston, you gotta be kidding. He says, "Who are the Beastie Boys? Are you out of your mind?
Are you about to ban somebody from the chat for not knowing who the Beastie Boys are? Because I wouldn't put it past you.
No, I don't ban anybody, but that's how do you really?
It should absolutely be banned.
The question is, how old are you? The question is, how old are you?
I mean,
how do you not know? Like,
if you have teeth and can walk, you've heard "Fight for the Right to Party." That's
how it is. Like, obviously, RB3 and I are young, but we're aware of who the Beastie Boys are, and I know a lot of their popular music, but I don't know about their history or anything. I just know that they were a little bit in Popstar, Never Stopping. So that's like the extent that I know, is like the whole Style Boys thing. That's really what I know about them.
Well, RB3, you and I have talked about like different forms of hip hop from the second that you and I met. We've talked about it, and Q-Tip pops up in this, by the way. It's a lot of it's very, very interesting to see the levels of where they were in hip hop and stuff. But the Beastie Boys, it's about as East Coast as you got. Did you grow up? Did you listen to any of them as you were coming up?
I mean, you know, you obviously heard like the super popular songs, like Sabrina said, like those are obviously like lifelong kind of things. But you know, I never really listened to Beastie Boys like that. Honestly, that wasn't really a thing for me like as a youth. But you know, going and looking through hip hop history, you know, you understand particularly how influential Beastie Boys were in like the commercialization of like hip hop. You know, like you said, like Rick Rubin kind of talking about how much easier it was to sell like rappers. And as opposed to something like Run DMC or you know, all these other you know, Wu-Tang was coming up at that same time or a little bit later. But yeah, I think overall though, I want to see this documentary. I'm a huge fan of Spike Jonze. Like Spike Jonze, he's done some of the best music videos of all time, some of my favorite movies you know, of recent times. So he's a really, really great director, and I'm excited to see what he has to do.
Yeah, you should. Well, he's directed. You know, he directed Intergalactic also, and I'm pretty sure he directed Intergalactic, but or Sabotage, one of the two. But they go over.
Yeah,
I mean, you've heard Sabotage and Intergalactic. I mean, come on, those are some of the big ones. What I would recommend for both Sabrina and RB3, if you're legit interested in the doc itself, is that after you watch it, like I had most of their albums already, but I went and I just got all of them. And I'm just going to do like a deep dive and listen to all of them, because when you see as a music fan the way you are, RB3, and you see like what Yout did and how he did, and then they explored the whole thing about, you know, and Andreyko, I'm sure you knew about this stuff too, with the, you know, his with him going to Tibet and learning about, because he took a big kind of vacation and wanted to learn more about Buddhism and just kind of and they had that big, what was it, 94 I think, where they raised, at the time I think it was the most money for charity ever, and he started his own with when it came to Free Tibet and all this. It was something. It's pretty fascinating to watch. So I recommend it. I hope you guys, Brett, you're going to be watching it this weekend?
Yeah, thank you, Kristian. I've been listening to the Beastie Boys. I've owned all of their albums. I have the Laserdisc I could go grab if you want.
Do you really?
I actually want to see this.
Let me see if I can find it. It might take a second, but no, I remember like listening to them. My friend had a tape, and it was, well, not really friend. Okay, you know those kids that like have money, but you go to their birthday parties because they have really cool birthday parties,
and they have a pool and stuff.
Yeah,
They got a bounce house and shit.
we're blaring Licensed to Ill. I think it was 6th, 7th grade in a limo in my hometown, which was just podunk, you know, and it's just like rolling down the windows, just like, you know, like
Juice
other kids
boxes in
passing
hand.
by, juice boxes, and yeah, just like thought we were cool as shit. But no, I mean, I love, Check Your Head, Ill Communication. Yeah. I saw him during the Intergalactic tour. It was the first time I ever got to actually see him. He was out here in LA. Yeah. Yeah, it was totally cool. And
when was that? When was that Intergalactic tour?
That would have been, I don't know. That would have been early, like 99, 2000. Yeah, it was before I met my wife, so it would have been pretty early since I moved out here.
Thanks for asking me to go. I appreciate it.
It was at the Forum. It might have been like before I even met you. It might have been like right, you know,
around that time.
Yeah.
Man, I was I'd never had an opportunity to see them, and I always wanted to. But anyway, that's up there now. Check it out. It's well worth it. It's pretty fascinating, and I think that a lot of people will actually convert over and become fans.
JJ loves his Sabotage from the Beastie Boys. Love you all. Happy Friday.
Let me replay that one more time. One more time.
That haircut is something else. It looks really.
Somebody at Luda donated $20. You all don't know the Beastie Boys? Just look at the Abrams Star Trek films. That JJ loves his Sabotage from the Beastie Boys. Love
really
you
does.
all. Happy Friday.
Yeah. Almost as much as he loves lens flare.
But I feel like the bigger thing that just even talking about this, I was always like, you look at music and you don't realize how much producers are like directly influencing music. I mean, you know, but you don't know. So like, for example, you know, a lot of people know that Rick Rubin worked on the back half of Yeezus, and like what Kanye was trying to have a similar sound, but like I hear like Brass Monkey and Sabotage, and I hear a lot of the same sounds in Yeezus, and like seeing that pattern go from the 80s all the way to currently is kind of crazy.
Well, even Eminem, like Eminem's early hits are very Beastie Boys kind of.
Oh yeah, he said it for sure. I'm gonna do something, but so Marc Andreyko and Winston, I want you to check your text in a second too. Do not repeat.
Bojack donated $20. The new Transformers series on Netflix was fire. If you're a G1 fan, you'll love it.
All right, that's good to know. I am a big Transformers fan, but I'm going to text you guys something. I just want you to react to it. It is a big spoiler, and so do not respond to it. As far not respond to it, but don't spoil what it is because it's massive. Okay, Mark, you got me?
Oh yeah,
all right. Here it is.
All right.
We'll just also.
Whoa! Whoa!
No.
Yo!
Nothing else. Nothing. Don't even.
No. I just got a little hard, actually.
What are you talking about? Look, fuck a little bit, man. I feel like I just took a blue chew. I feel like I took 2 of them motherfuckers.
Welcome to the pool, Winston.
Whoa!
Wow. I have nothing to say.
Okay.
I don't believe you.
You believe it, and it's
Damn.
But anyway, let's move on. Ben Goddard, what do we got?
I'll be right back. Holy fuck.
We've got a little bit of Star Wars news. Karl Urban, just like how Daniel Craig did a little cameo in Force Awakens as a stormtrooper. Karl
The
Urban.
RCR Crest donated $20. One of my favorite parts of the Beastie Boys story is the when Spike Jonze would interrupt over the speakers with a running joke about missing his cue to project an animation every time the words crazy shit are spoken. Really shows the bond they have.
Didn't know that.
Wait, what was I missed a lot of that. Don't replay it. I can see it. So go ahead, Ben. You were talking about Karl Urban. I'll read that. And before you finish that, just a reminder: if you guys haven't noticed, the Schmoebot is on, and like I've mentioned many times over, and will continue to do so. Thank you so much for continuing the donations that you guys put in every day. It really helps. You guys told us a while ago that you wanted the crew back. I asked RB3 if it was possible. Certainly, he said. And here we are. We're able to do it. And in order to do that, we need the donations to keep people kind of coming back and be able to afford all these great peeps. So if you are able to, put your donations in today, whether it's a Schmoebot at streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown or just a question. Anything you want to talk about, any of the topics that we talk about here today, tell us, what's your favorite Beastie Boys song? Go ahead and put it in the Streamlabs. But talking about Karl Urban, he had mentioned that he was in the Rise of Skywalker, right?
Yeah, like Daniel Craig was in Force Awakens as the stormtrooper that lets Rey go. And now, for all you Inner Geekdom players out there, Karl Urban has been in Lord of the Rings, MCU, Star Trek, and Star Wars. He was one of the stormtroopers that watches the Knights of Ren go by, and he says a line. It says Knights of Ren.
Yeah, MCU is big. He had a big role in MCU.
And we'll probably see a Judge Dredd TV show now that everyone's desperate for material, so that'll be a 5th franchise.
Well, they've been talking about that. I sure hope so.
I think it's going to happen now because all the studios are so scared. They want IPs that have been done before. They just want to. And look at all the streaming stuff. That would be a huge hit.
I agree with you. I loved that movie. I loved that movie.
It was so good.
So good. And the best use of 3D that since Avatar.
And they were going to do it. The sequel was going to be Judge Death and those judges, which are amazing. So
yeah, I don't. Bummed. I'm really bummed that people didn't. I guess because of the stupid Stallone movie. And you guys know I love Stallone, but that stupid movie.
Do that spot on impression.
I'm gonna be right. That doesn't sound like Stallone, really.
Sylvester, is that you?
If you Rob Schneider come back, it's like Arnold. It's like Arnold ate Stallone. Give me the movies.
We've also got we've also Giancarlo Esposito, who's really picked up some steam, with his Emmy nom from Mandalorian last year. Continues his Mandalorian discussion. Quote, you'll see a lot more of the Darksaber. You'll get the explanation of this ancient weapon to the modern world, a collapsed world. Where did the saber come from? How was it revived? It's a key in our second season, which will be back sooner than later. The saber is a key to Moff Gideon's past, which possibly has a lot to do with where he comes from and desire to build a planet and bring it back together, end quote.
Yeah.
So, As if you don't need another reason to get hyped about Mando season 2. Like that's a big one.
Oh, dude.
Hey, Mando, season 2, Mando.
Season 2, Mando.
You know, somebody said that he was supposed to come back after he got whacked in the head.
Oh no, someone just said that in super chat or something like
Sure?
that.
I hope not. That would be. Oof. And
He did get snubbed for guest star in the Emmys though.
No, it would, especially if he would have gone up on stage and said, "Thanks, Mando."
Who's the one that Kate really hates?
Amy.
Sit
No,
there.
it was I think it was the waiter too.
Oh, the waitress. Yeah, the waitress at the one during the Dallas Bryce Howard one was Bryce Dallas Howard. I always say I'm going backwards and backwards. Just like yesterday, Alec McGinnis. Andreyko yesterday. I had the biggest JTE moment of my entire career. I called Alec Guinness Alec McGinnis.
Yeah, and his friend David O. Russell, they're Irish.
Oh shoot!
And they had some tea over at Idris Elba's house.
As I've said, the letter doesn't change the pronunciation. Punctuation changes.
I know.
What are you talking about? Wait, I don't want to open up this can of worms, but nah.
This is you're 4 months behind this argument. Let's not get.
I know.
We'll talk later, Winston.
That's fine. That's
Not
fine,
picking
man.
that scab anymore.
I love you.
Just look at if you want to get back in a good mood, just look at your text again.
Also, Mark, just without picking at the scab, if it makes you feel any better, Idris Elba cost me $20,000, so I feel like I'm a little.
What, getting a gig or something?
No. I was on a game show. It's actually not Idris Elba's fault. It's really Courtney Cox and Lisa Kudrow. But I was on a game show and they didn't know who he was, even though I ran down all his greatest hits.
You were on Celebrity Name Game?
Mm-hmm.
So was I.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, it's a small fucking world. But yeah, no, there was literally just Idris Elba was the last one, and they're like, I don't know. I was like, The Wire, Luther, like the sexiest black man and from like London and shit. Everybody
Those
loves
are the
him.
whitest of white chicks, though.
But I'm like, y'all are in the industry. How the fuck y'all don't know who Idris Elba is? So
Yeah, how did nobody know Daddy's Little Girl? Tyler Perry's classic. I mean, come on.
Mr. McCavity.
I didn't even know that one.
Can we find that on YouTube?
I think I still have it recorded. So if you want me to find it, I can find it for sure.
I also won $11,000 on a $25,000 pyramid.
Oh shit! Wait a minute. Who recently, right?
No, this was when Donny Osmond was hosting it.
Okay.
It paid for the car that I'm still driving right now.
Nice.
Wait, is that Emma Fyffe on there too?
Maybe. I don't know.
Looks like Emma Fyffe also.
It's very possible, man. I mean, look, they didn't really.
That is 100% Emma Fyffe. Emma Fyffe. That is 100%. I'm looking at it's on. I have it right now. It's a top 10 celebrity name game moments, and I'm looking at around 10 minutes and 15 seconds. That is 100% Emma Fyffe.
I mean, that's kind of dope. That's super dope, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. But she's on with. Who are you on with?
I'm on with Courtney Cox and Lisa Kudrow.
Yeah, so she.
That's the thing. Courtney Cox and David Arquette.
They take
are
like 5
EPs.
episodes with those teams. And
They do, but Courtney Cox and David Arquette are EPs on it, and so whenever they would run out of celebrities, they would just keep calling people that they're close with.
I understand. Okay.
How much would people pay to see me on the dating game?
I mean, all the money.
Brett, you're married. Brett, you're married, man.
No, I'm on. I know. I've got footage. RB3, come on.
It's gonna be like the clips of that guy that was a serial killer that was on the dating game.
Oh, it's so bad. I did it right when I moved out here.
I've talked about. I was on. I'm not gonna tell you which ones, but I was on 2 dating shows when I was
Next
Very
on
young.
MTV.
Blind date.
Next.
It was not blind date. What did you say?
I said next on MTV.
Yes.
I feel like that's what you would be on.
It wasn't next. It wasn't next.
Okay.
No, but it was.
He just nexted me.
Yeah.
My sister was on parental control.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah.
Winston, I'm going nuts here looking for your fucking.
No, I know, and that's the whole thing. I don't know, like that's the thing. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube. I just like I had it on my DVR, but I don't have that DVR anymore. So
I got it.
Found it. Let me see it. Wait, which one?
Learn slang with Lisa Kudrow and Courtney Harloff. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get a clip here. Let's see where it is. I like that. I like that sweater you got going on in there.
Thanks, man. I brought in a bunch of stuff, and I was like, "Oh, y'all making me go full Carl."
Shit, they just show you. Yeah, it doesn't have it. Yeah, they don't have you actually. They just show you going to the podium itself. But this is great stuff.
If you want to send me the video, Kristian, I could play it. Like,
yeah, I got to find the actual. I need to find that doesn't really have him say anything. He's just standing there. I don't want. I mean, I've seen enough. I see enough of Courtney Cox and Lisa Kudrow every night when my wife goes to bed. I don't need to see it.
Speaking of Courtney Cox, she just confirmed she's coming back for Scream 5. I just got
Good
that tweet.
segue.
What a surprise!
Well
What
done.
a surprise!
Well done.
Thank you.
Tell us about it. What is it?
It's literally just an Instagram post, and it's got Ghostface on it, and she's like, I can't wait to see this face. Can't wait to see this face again. So she's confirmed. Mark, like, you're a big horror guy. What would you want to see from Scream 5? Because, I mean, they've gone so...
I don't want to see Scream 5.
Well, you're gonna. So deal with it.
I think the first one is obviously brilliant and a classic and a genre redefiner. And the fourth one's actually a lot of fun because, spoiler alert,
I didn't like the fourth one.
well, anytime Emma Roberts gets butchered on screen, it's a good day.
Oh.
But what are they going to do? They're all so old now. They're not going to be able to run from Ghostface. I mean, Courtney Cox is almost 60.
Yeah,
I say that as a 50-year-old. I don't want to see Cocoon meets Ghostface.
Hey, you're 50?
Yeah, I just turned 50.
Bro, you are aging exceptionally well for the white people in my life. I am giving you like all the applaud, my brother. Like, let's go.
Much better than me. I'm 26. All right, moving on. Big story here that's hitting the news. Besides, we'll hit this Scream. No, I can't. This story's fucking crazy. This can't be real.
What?
New York Post says man who lost penis to blood infection has built has a new one built on his arm. What is this?
Oh,
come
New York Post. This is the New York. This isn't the Inquirer. This is the Post.
Well, the Post is Inquirer adjacent, but
Yeah.
you know when some people like if you got like people that lose their ears and like stuff, they rebuild the cartilage and grow it there. They're probably growing.
Fine, but put it back where it
penile
was.
cartilage on his arm.
Put it back where it was.
So when he sneezes all the time, he's actually not sneezing.
Yeah.
He's having a.
Right. I know.
He's tying his shoes.
Tying his
I'd
shoes.
never leave the house.
Now he can tie his own shoes. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Like, put it back where it was. Or put it back. I don't know. Use your knees or something. What are you doing?
Put it on a mouse.
Stop
We
scratching
can't
your
do
arm.
that.
Why are you scratching your arm? Stop it.
Come here, dick arm. So this is
Get ready for the Schmoebot dick arm. They're
this is
coming.
a quote. This is a quote.
That's gonna be a new supervillain. Dick
Yeah,
arm.
That's right. This is the quote from the guy. He said he was completely gutted when his penis just dropped off onto the floor. No fucking shit.
Is he a transformer? How did it like
Nixon
detach?
Pitch donated $20. Bro, if you were caught between an awkward and intense situation amongst friends like yesterday's show, which was fire lit down, do you stay out of it, brah? Play mediator, brah? Or escalate it because anarchy, brah? Why you guys did my man's Brett like that, though?
That was really funny. Well, he didn't even know what that was. Yesterday,
hilarious.
Roxy is a very underrated actress, and so yesterday I knew exactly what Roxy was doing. We were playing into the fact that like we have, like I have been in. There was I don't know. She was playing around with Brett a little bit, and then the way that she was carrying, we were like, Roxy, what's wrong? She's like, and she was playing along, but she's like, nothing. I'm like, oh, I've seen that before. I was like, and we just kind of went over the. We actually can play an actual bit from it where it was. I'll play a little bit. From but yeah, but anyway, she kept it going for a good half.
Matthew 3 donated $20. It's all fun and games until puppy arm puts you in a headlock.
Oh man,
That is the truth. Yeah.
Puppy arms. I love that the Schmoebot censored it.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is RB. Turn the Schmoebot off for just a second. This is a clip from yesterday.
RJ Stryer 20.
Oh. Hold on.
20.
That's right. That'd be that's a campaign slogan.
You know who I'm not gonna have run with me?
Applesauce Jones.
Brett.
Yeah, so now we're getting into the phase that I also am very familiar with. So where now the truth starts to come out because I haven't asked any questions about it in a little bit. Now it goes from I'm fine to is there something wrong?
No.
Nope,
We're still okay. No.
Sure.
Sounds good.
What did I do? Good. No, this is the classic. What did I do?
You should probably know what you did. If you don't know, then maybe you didn't do anything.
I mean, it's like written in a program. I mean, it's you all go through it, no matter what relationship you're in, and that's. I mean, what can I do? Tell me what I did. If I don't know what I did, then how can I fix the problem?
I think you should think on it. Get back to me.
But I need some kind of clue. Can I have a clue?
You want a clue?
I need a clue. Can you help me out? What did I do? There's something that I did that I need to figure out exactly what I did so I can apologize for it.
Asshole. That's your clue. Go ahead.
It's like what? I mean, Roxy, it's as if you have a camera in my house. So that was kind of the extent of it. But she really was going at Brett a lot, and Brett at one point at no point did you think that was a bit.
No, not at all. And I was so confused because I thought that Roxy and I had come to this agreement that it was okay to give her shit sometimes, and then it was like, wait a second. This is what we fucking do on this show. Like, why are you coming at me like this?
And meanwhile, she was doing it to you.
And then you both text me. You're like, "Hey, chill out."
Nah, I gotta shoot my man Brett some bell here though. Like, there's a very realistic situation. Like, it's very close to home. A lot of people face PTSD from being in situations like that. So he didn't know what to do. Like, he just didn't know what to do.
I had just been down that. It was like a playbook, on a football team. I just been down that road so many times that I saw it, and Roxy just played into it brilliantly. Yeah. She did such a good job with that yesterday.
Take some more Xanax.
Roxy must be the best poker player in the world because if you don't know her and you don't know she's screwing with you, you're like, oh my god, what did I do? You apologize for things you don't even know what you're apologizing for.
Oh yeah, I felt so bad for Brett. I had to text him immediately. I'm like, dude, she's playing into a bit. Take it easy.
I'm over here having an aneurysm, but that's okay. It's cool. It's good. It's good podcasting, you guys.
It's a good podcast, you guys.
Oh, good podcast now, you know.
Dick Harms donated $20. Hello. Happy Friday.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
All right.
Sweet, Dick Arms.
Thank you, Dick.
Well, Dick Arms is nice.
Thank you, Dick Arms. Appreciate it. Was that the one we missed, RB3?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so keep them coming in there. Streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. We're here today with RB3, Marc Andreyko, Winston, Marshall, Ben Goddard, Sabrina Ramirez, and Brett the Jokester Sheridan. So let's let us maneuver on to our next. Unless anybody else has anything to say about Scream, it's like I'm kind of with Andreyko on that one.
Dick Arm donated $20. You have a kitten on your arm? Get the Lawnmower 3.0 from Manscaped.
Oh.
Clean up those arms and go out in style. Sleeves not needed.
Wow, where's Nips and Pits when you need them?
When you need them.
RB3, wait a minute. My guy gets faded up on his sides and gets some twists, and all of a sudden just fire all day. That's like your third one, and it's only 10:30, motherfucker. Come on now.
Confidence.
The haircut released all the comedy.
Yeah,
because what is it? Dreadlocks are a spiritual thing, right? When you get them cut off, you're releasing stuff. This inner comedian has come out of RB3. It's awesome.
It's amazing. It's really good. It's fun. Always fun to hear. And listen, there's more shit going down in this movie space, although not a lot. There is some shit. So what do you got, Goddard?
Tom Cruise in space. This will be the first feature-length movie to be predominantly shot in space. Reportedly have a $200 million budget, and now Christopher McQuarrie is coming on board either as a producer or a story advisor.
Tom Cruise in space. They're basically following him on vacation.
Yeah,
he's going to find Xenu.
Yikes!
Brett, you're not allowed to go after Roxy, but Mark, you can go after Scientology.
Ooh, don't want to get on any lists over here.
I'm already on them.
Oh my god!
And how is that movie only going to cost $200 million? You have Tom Cruise, you have Doug Liman, and you have Elon Musk. Just saying those three names, I spent $300 million.
Oh yeah. Doug Liman especially. Doug Liman has the most notorious Hollywood history of just going way over budget, having massive reshoots for all of his movies. Edge of Tomorrow, perfect example.
Angelina Jolie wouldn't talk to him on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, the first Bourne movie went way over budget. Had to be a lot of reshoots. So I mean, I don't want to talk bad about him because Doug Liman is USC alumni, fight on. But at the same time, like if we're trusting him with a space movie, I don't know, but it could be great. Even though he has a bad production history, he does come up with great products.
But at what point does it become like just a gimmick? Because look, as much as I think that Tom Cruise is a great movie star, his besides Mission Impossible, what's he done recently that's made any money? Sabrina, do you think this is a gimmick or do you think this is interesting?
Joseph Curran donated $20. Happy
Joseph,
Friday,
shut up.
everyone. I'd give y'all have discussed it, but what do y'all think of everything going on with the Ellen Show? I saw she made an announcement today about it. Just curious y'all's take on the matter. Hope everyone is staying safe and healthy.
Well, first of all, when it comes to the donation itself, thank you. I just not that type of show. We know we talked about like the Epstein thing. It was a documentary on. In general, we don't dive deep. We didn't get into any of the fucking Ray Park shit. We're not getting into that. It's like there's tons of shows on YouTube and other places that will go dive deep into it, and there's other shows that are related to this show that we'll talk about. It's just not. Only thing I saw yesterday was that there was something going on with it, and I clicked right past it. I don't give a shit. There's too much fucking drama in the world right now. I'm not dealing with it, and that's not to say that anybody here can't care about it. They can. But find it on another show. And thank you for the donation. All right, what's you were saying, Sabrina? Sorry about space.
Oh, all good. Yeah, I definitely think it's a gimmick. I think it's just Tom Cruise always just being like, look, I do my own stunts. Look, I go the extra level, which is really, really cool. But I think this in particular, I just don't think it's really, I don't think this is really going to add anything to like cinema. It's the first film ever really shot in space. But if it turns out really great when it comes out and they don't go over budget and they don't spend an exuberant amount of money just for this gimmick, then I can applaud them on that. And if it ends up being, I don't know, received well and makes money at the box office, then yeah, go ahead and take those kind of risks. I just don't know if it's really worth it to put Tom Cruise in this role.
The fact that we already have films that realistically look like they're in space, this makes no fucking sense to me at all. Like, it's a waste of money and it is completely a gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, we could.
It's the midlife crisis convertible.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like I want to go to space. You can. I mean, especially after you see everything they do in Mandalorian, just go to the studio there and shoot.
I got gravity.
I got two things with it. I mean, the first is the fact that we've been talking about the death of the movie star for a while now, and that you really can't necessarily sell a film to audiences just because you're like, it's a Tom Cruise movie. Right. Like that used to be something you could do in the 80s and 90s, but as we've gone on, you got to bring it. Yep. So that's the first thing. But then the other thing is, I mean, real talk, if we shoot a movie in space, who knows? This really could be Elon Musk trying to get us to Mars to colonize that motherfucker so then we're actually living on Mars. So
you know what though? But that's a great point. I'll tell you why that's a great point, because you look at like Titanic, right? Well, what James Cameron did after Titanic and the money that he made with Titanic and the things that he did, the research that he did, and be able to find more stuff about the actual Titanic itself and the exploration and the things that they found through it. So the fact that Elon Musk is a part of it and maybe there's more exploration and it has something to do with space, that's a different component that we're not thinking about. But as far as a movie itself, you have sound stages that you could do this in. You have other things. But if it is to explore space more with this stuff, then, maybe that's an added component that we weren't thinking about. So it's a great point, Winston. All right, what's next?
Kevin Smith is bringing the Green Hornet to the small screen with a nice animated series. Smith was hired to write a live-action feature film screenplay based on the character from Miramax, but that never got out of development. Scripts Smith's script, meanwhile, was turned into a comic book series published by Dynamite Entertainment, and the show follows the adventure of a reimagined Green Hornet and Kato, now the grown son of the original Green Hornet and daughter of the original Kato, as they partner to battle crime in Century City. Now, I know Brandon Hanna probably has a huge problem with this, but what would you guys think of a Green Hornet animated series?
It depends. Also, I'm very excited to see what Kevin Smith's going to do with the Masters of the Universe. I mean, that's one that I respond to a little bit more, because that's more of my passion for it. I never was a massive fan of Green Hornet, but I am a massive fan of what Kevin Smith brings to the table. So if there's something interesting and you look at the voice cast that he was able to bring in with Masters of the Universe, then it excites me to see the other animation that he could explore. But Andreyko, what do you think about this?
It's like, I feel the way like the potential Green Hornet the way I felt about the Perry Mason TV show. I don't know what that IP name brings to the table for anybody under the age of 50. I mean, I'm too young to remember the Green Hornet TV show. I saw him on an episode of Batman reruns once. That being said, Perry Mason has proven to be a fantastic thing that it transcends the IP. So I hope it's great. I just don't know why we're chasing these IPs. It's like when they did the Car 54 Where Are You movie. Who was that for?
Right.
Well, it's like,
Kevin, look at 21 Jump Street. Yeah, that was great. I will trust Kevin. I hope for the best. My issues with it are why that IP. I don't know what that brings to the table.
That was going to be my argument, is that I trust Kevin Smith wholeheartedly. There hasn't been a film or project of his that I haven't enjoyed. Green Hornet doesn't tickle my pickle. It just doesn't do anything.
Well, I think
I'll put it on your arm.
Well, I think maybe I don't know, is this a Netflix series or is this another series? But I think maybe what entices a Green Hornet IP maybe isn't the original content, because there is like a lot of people who like the original Green Hornet, but
they're all dead.
But yeah, I mean, of course, but there are people who are like, Bruce Lee fans who still go back and look at the original Green Hornet TV show and kind of appreciate it. There are people now in my generation who actually kind of like the Seth Rogen movie. And that's what I'm going to say. If it's a Netflix production, I know that Green Hornet movie was on Netflix for a long time. Maybe Netflix has some sort of algorithms that are like, hey, maybe people do care about this IP enough where we can invest $30 million into an animated series. So maybe that's what's happening. And, if Kevin Smith liked the animated series genre setup from doing Masters in the Universe, I'm confident that he'll do something cool with Green Hornet for sure.
Awesome. All right. Well, before we move on, I want to let you guys know, and RB3, if you don't mind shutting the Schmoedown off for just a moment here, I wanted to let all of you know, obviously you guys have watched The Office before, and if you have, you also know that it was based on a UK series, which was also called The Office. But what if I told you that there are 9 other countries with their own versions of The Office that you've never seen? Well, you probably didn't know about them because they're not usually available in your country, but you can access content available around the world with no geo restrictions when you use ExpressVPN. See, ExpressVPN, it lets you control where you want sites to think that you are located. You can choose from nearly 100 different countries, giving you access to content that isn't available in your region. If you like watching shows or movies, ExpressVPN is a must-have. For less than $7 a month, ExpressVPN lets you access thousands of new shows and movies on Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and tons of other streaming services. No-brainer. And it couldn't be easier to use. You just fire up the ExpressVPN app on your computer or your TV, select a location, and then you hit connect. That's it. ExpressVPN is also incredibly fast, and it doesn't slow down the connection. You can stream content in HD quality with no issues whatsoever. So get the most out of your streaming services today. You go to expressvpn.com/SEN. If you use this link, you'll get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Again, one more time, expressvpn.com/SEN, expressvpn.com/SEN. All right, let's move on over to our next topic, everybody.
Pixar has announced its next film, Luca. Pixar has announced a date, June 18th, 2021. That's very tentative, probably. Set in the beautiful seaside town on the Italian Riviera, the story follows one young boy experiencing an unforgettable summer filled with gelato, pasta, and endless scooter rides. He shares these adventures with his newfound best friend, but all the fun is threatened by a deeply held secret. He is a sea monster from another world just below the water's surface. So you guys hear this, but you also hear PIXAR. Maybe that summary isn't the best summary. But what do you guys think of this next Pixar film coming out next summer?
I mean, Pixar Aquaman sounds dope to me. Let's go.
Does Luca live on the second floor?
Nice.
What do you guys?
I like that. Luca does live on the second floor.
What?
You know there's going to be that joke. That joke is definitely going to be in the movie. There's no doubt.
All those animators are older than me.
They're definitely. RB3, you were gonna say this? Does this sound like something that you'd be interested in?
Well, yeah, this sounds absolutely amazing. The director of this actually did another Pixar short film called, and I'm forgetting the name of it right off the top of my head, but I think it's La Luna or something like that. And it's, if you've seen that short, I think it played before what Pixar movie came out in 2012? Brave. It played before Brave. So it had like it was a really beautiful short film that actually got nominated for the Oscar that year, and it's about like this little Italian boy and his grandfather and his father like cleaning up stars off the surface of the moon. And if people haven't watched that,
I've seen that.
yeah. I forget the name of it. It's La Luna or something like that.
I think it's La Luna.
Yeah. So, but it's the same director as that, and he said, this is another personal story that he's been dwelling on for a long time. So, I think this has the real potential to be something really special, really heartfelt, and really personal. And I think this could be, and of course, Pixar. The animation is just getting better and better. So, like when you're telling me there's undersea creatures and all this kind of stuff, I can only imagine for the best. So.
Yeah, and even the little picture that they posted just looks really beautiful with that animation and everything. And I love what they've been doing with like Soul, Coco, Bao, and really diving into cultures and immersing us into that world. So that's something that I'm excited to see on screen, like animated.
And they always seem to rebound after a mediocre film, and Onward is not one of their best. So I'm hoping their next. And Soul looks amazing too. Soul, I think, is going to be.
I can't wait for Soul.
Soul's going to be great.
Did they push Soul, or did they say that Soul's going to be on? Well, it was supposed to be this year.
I think it got bumped to next year.
It got bounced in the. That's the thing. It was supposed to come out in November. I don't know if it's been pushed.
It has. I'm just looking at Variety right now. It says Pixar has Soul slated to premiere. Had it slated to premiere on November 20th, but it's delayed the film.
What is this next year you talk of, Mark? What is this new year?
When the pods open.
That was perfect, Mad Max.
So will be great to put out in February for Black History Month.
Whoops. Sorry, my dyslexia kicked in. My bad. Saying it was meant to come out in June, they pushed it to November. You had it right the first time.
So it is.
It's supposed to come out in November.
For now, it's November.
It's not coming out in November.
But I think you're right, RB3. I think they should just push it to Black History Month. I mean, we've had like a string of really strong, like either Black film creators or just Black films come out. I mean, you had Black Panther, Get Out, Us, like.
Well, here's a question. But here's a question, though, is that when you look at something that Andreyko said inside of that, one of the main reasons that obviously, well, not one of the main reason that these movies are being pushed is for the financial. They want to push it back so that way they can make up their production budgets for theater costs. The other side of it.
Cats donated $20. R.I.P. Alan Parker, director of Bugsy Malone, died at age 76.
Oh shit! R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Bugsy, man. Thank you for letting us know. Appreciate that. And Mississippi Burning also, right?
Bugsy Malone, not Bugsy. The gangster film with Scott Baio and Jodie Foster as kid gangsters.
Yeah, Bugsy is Warren Beatty.
Yeah, Levinson directed that, I think, right?
Yeah. 20 dwarves took turns doing handstands on the carpet. Yeah.
Deep cut, Kristian.
Deep cut. I love that movie. I've seen it a million times.
You might want to play this thing called Schmoedown.
Retired. So there is what the hell was I talking about here before? Oh yeah. So what Andreyko brought up before, as far as Oscar goes, right? So let me put this to the panel here. If they want to get this movie nominated, do they release it on Disney Plus in November if they can't open up?
good question.
I say VOD and then Disney Plus.
Well, that is to them. They're not going to do that. That's not that. There's no Disney movie that's gonna. That's why like Onward went straight to Disney Plus, and like their movies, because that's the whole point of what they want to do is they want to try to get you to subscribe monthly and pay. So like these other places that have like license to it, they own it. So Disney Plus isn't going to do VOD first and put it on their streaming services. They're going to do the same thing they did with Artemis Fowl, which was stinky anyway.
Yeah, but I think that Soul is a little bit of a different situation. Like I think Pixar movies are expensive. Like Pixar movies usually have a budget of like 190 to 200 million dollars. So it's the same as like Marvel movies essentially. Like they have massive budgets. And I think, Onward went on Disney Plus right after the pandemic because it came out before the pandemic and didn't do well. And they're just like, okay, let's just throw something out to get people, hyped. So I don't know if Soul will be what they want to do for that. I think they would kind of not want to chalk up that kind of loss. I think with Artemis Fowl, they've been expecting a loss for a long time.
Remember, you gotta remember why they do that. They don't do like if you look at the overall their goal, because they would actually, if you look at it, they could potentially lose more money if they put it on VOD and don't try to get the actual because what they're trying to do with the getting you to hook in to subscribe monthly. So basically what they want to try to do is lure you in there by putting Soul on there, right? And then they lure you in for the $6.99, and then you stay. And if you because then you have now discovered Mandalorian and these other things that are out there, and you discover this other stuff that they have in all the library, and you wind up staying. Let's say you stay for 4 or 5 months. You've already made, or shoot, 3 months, right? You've already made more than you would if you charged it that one time, and then don't have your hooks into those people to get them to subscribe to your service. So they have that's why they release everything there, because they have this platform. They have it there to say, okay, look, spend the $7.99. You don't have to pay the $20 that you would just to get it that one time. I don't think you're going to see Disney Plus do that VOD ever. They're going to put everything straight to Disney Plus. But I don't think that. But that being said, I still don't think Soul's going to come out on Disney Plus.
Mark, yes.
I think you're muted, buddy.
Muted.
The one thing that we didn't talk about here about that is with movies that big, they have licensors, they have merchandise.
Yeah.
I mean, go to 7-Eleven. There's Wonder Woman 1984 Doritos. Disney might have contracts with if this movie doesn't show theatrically and doesn't get the views. There's so much merchandising stuff behind the scenes that Artemis Fowl they can dump. Artemis Fowl was a licensed property for them. Pixar is still the jewel in the crown. And this film, especially in the Black Lives Matter era right now, this is a film that could be the Black Panther of animation.
Oh, this could be.
I really don't see them putting it on the channel. Unless we're stuck in our houses for 10 years.
Yes, that I still don't see it hitting a platform in general. They're gonna wait. They're gonna push it back to wait for people to see it in movies. There, we agree with each other. But if it comes down to if they put it on a platform, for everything you just said, if they do put it on platform, it's going to Disney Plus. It's not going to hit VOD first and then go to Disney Plus. That would, business-wise, that wouldn't make sense for them. They want to get as many subscribers as possible, and because the impact that movie could have, you try to get everybody in and try to keep them. But I think that overall, it's going to be released in theaters. All right, anything else worth talking about here, Ben?
I think we're good. We've got, another Netflix animated series for Splinter Cell coming out. I don't know if we want to talk about that.
Let's go.
Splinter Cell's been a game since 2002, and there was a rumored movie with Tom Hardy attached to it for a while. It's a spy game, but now they've got the John Wick writer doing the writing on that, and it's going to be an adult animated Netflix series. Does that interest anybody?
I mean, a million. Oh, go ahead, Brett. You got it, bro.
I love the game, but I'm never really interested in films of games. I don't know. It just doesn't. It seems like playing it was super fun, but I don't think I would want to or a series or anything of this. Live, Die, Repeat, or whatever. I thought that was good because it wasn't based on necessarily
Nips
an
and Pits
actual game.
donated $20. Oh, you didn't know. Your ass better call somebody.
Better call Saul.
Better call Saul, yo. No, I mean, that's the whole thing. I love the idea of this because I think where we run into trouble with trying to make video game movies, you're taking things that don't have a natural narrative element to move into. Like, you try to make a movie out of Mario Brothers, that shit doesn't work. There's the premise is, yo, my girl got kidnapped, I'm gonna go save her from a dragon. Like, it doesn't, and you turn it into fucking John Leguizamo's dumbass, like, whatever, you know. So it is what it is. Versus, you know, I think why Resident Evil kind of worked is they kind of took their own little twist on it and whatnot. And I think that especially with the spy film, this is a spy game. This is something that you can naturally just make it a different mission, maybe like a prequel or something like that. And I think you could get something very John Wick out of it. I know you got the writer for it. So I love it. I love the idea.
John Wick. All right, so let's moving on to some of your questions. We did miss some from yesterday, so I have a few of them here that I can start with, and then Ben, you can kind of pick up from today's. So we have streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. Once again, guys, we cannot thank you enough for the donations. They help the crew. They help us keep the crew and to develop new shows and do more things. And thank you to everyone, by the way, on Patreon.
I had an amazing coaching sesh with Roka yesterday, who is next month's coach. I want to do it again, but I feel like I'm not learning anymore and might need to save money this month. Will it help me get noticed for Schmoedown? I still want to do it again.
Well, thank you. Yeah, look, I think that our next coach right now, we're still we're figuring it out at the moment. I think Andreyko, you'd be a great coach.
I would love to do that, actually. I the older I get.
You want to? How about this? You want to be next month's coach?
Yeah.
There we go. We just booked our next month's coach. So there you go. There's your
I don't know what I'm doing,
Andreyko
but sure.
will be your next. Yeah. Well, Clark Wolf has done it already. We've had John Roca, Kevin Smets. There's been a lot of good teachers over at Patreon. But I will say, and I posted this in the Facebook group.
$20. Tom Clancy wrote Splinter Cell. There are books.
It's also true. That's also. I forgot it was literally called Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell was the name of the game. So that's a.
And Mark, you just agreed to have your penis sewed to your arm, so good job.
Good. Because my hips are going bad, so I can't bend down as much. So.
There you go. This is interesting way to open up doors. So the other thing that I was mentioning. No, I was mentioning. It was Michael Fassbender. He could open doors from across the street.
Brett Clooney said when he presented an award or something to Michael Fassbender at a show, and he's like, Michael Fassbender, the only actor who can golf with his hands behind his back.
Oh,
Yeah.
Charlie Sand was like, I do a movie with you anytime. Anytime.
So yeah, we were just talking about how he knocks over potted plants when he goes to the bathroom.
Yeah, there's no shame there. Jesus.
Oh, nice. That I'm bumped. Going back to what I was saying, I posted this on Facebook.
I had delayed reaction to that one. I didn't get the shame thing. That was good. Let's
turn to Schmoebot off for a second here, RB3, if we can. I just want to let you guys know, once again, I put this in the Facebook group, and thank you to all the patrons. Thank you to anybody who donates here. If you buy a shirt, if you click like, if you watch one of the videos, I can't tell you how incredible live event tickets, the pay-per-view tickets, anything that you get, how much it helps, and what we're trying to do. I know that we had to pivot and do new things to bring you guys a season this year, and we've done it, and it looks like you guys have been pretty satisfied with it, and we have so much more to come. And I mentioned that tonight because we have a big match today between John Roca and Ethan Irwin, and that's the main event. The undercard is pretty special too. We got Deep 13, Alonzo Duralde and Whitney Seibold going up against Final Exam, Lon Harris and Paul Oyama. And if you just wanted to watch that match, if you just wanted to watch that and you're like, well, I don't know if I can sign up for Patreon, you can get that for $4.99. You go to the schmoedownlive.com. Like I said, it supports the network. It gets you basically $2.50 a match, is what a little less than that if you're watching it tonight. Or you can join the Patreon at the $10 level. You get that match. You get next week's match between Smets and Chandru. You get the Dan Murrell title defense the week later. You get the Who's the Boss match coming up. You get the Founding Fathers Corruption, all at the $10 level. It's the best bang for your buck. But I got to ask you, Andreyko, you've played both of these guys, and Irwin and Roca. Who you got tonight?
This is either one could be. I mean, it sounds like a fake answer, but either one. It just depends. Ethan is a great competitor, and Ethan is just such a stone face doing that. But in my experience, what Ethan doesn't know, he doesn't know. And with Roca, if you can get under his skin, you can drive him insane.
Right, but is Irwin going to do that?
I don't know. But Roca sometimes, it happens to us when we make egregious mistakes, we beat ourselves up. And if Roca misses one easy question, that will stay in his head. You can hear it buzzing in his head the whole round. So,
well, but Irwin, I just can't see him doing it. Irwin goes off in his knowledge, and I even said to him, because Irwin can be pretty cocky at times, and he said it to you in his post interview that time when he was, I think maybe he was a little cocky and he wound up losing that match, but I think he said he was going to destroy you, and that certainly didn't happen. But like if he's on the camera with Roca, and like you said, I had mentioned to him, I said, yeah, if you want to go to fire some shots and tell him that you've had his number, then go ahead and do it. And he couldn't do it. He said, like, come on, I'm having a good time here, and I'm being nice, and I just want to have fun. And that's his prerogative, and he should be able to do that if that's what he wants to do. But you're right. If you're gonna play that kind of respectful game with Roca, you're going scrap for scrap right in the middle of the ring there, and Roca's pretty prepared right now.
Yeah, a match of two competitors of that caliber, strategy plays a huge part because the knowledge base for both of them is so immense. It's the luck of the wheel. If Roca gets westerns or biopics and Ethan gets animated or PIXAR, that flips the game. But on a basis of talent, they're both super knowledgeable, so they have to strategize because you have to think of more than just a knowledge game at that point with that level of talent.
Agreed. And obviously, Sabrina, you're going to be watching here because if Sabrina's going to be, we talked about, she's going to be recording her reaction because if Roca wins, Sabrina's in the tournament. Sabrina will be in the tournament. Ethan Irwin and Sabrina will be in the tournament. However, if Irwin wins, then Sabrina will have to wait a few weeks to find out her fate, along with Jen Kemp, who will find out. So I think Jen Kemp also, her fate's on the line tonight too, because if Ethan loses, then she's not in the tournament. So going to be very interesting. Sabrina, how you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good. I think John Roca is a Mount Rushmore level player. I think he knows this game incredibly. Yeah. Well, I agree with him. And I think he knows this game in and out, and he's just been prepping for this, and he's giving never been a half-assed player. He is always 100% in, and I just know he's going to absolutely kill it today. That's why I haven't even been worried about it. I'm just like, I'm in the tournament.
Well, once again, guys, that goes down today, 5 p.m. PST. Really hope that you catch it because I'm not sure when it's going to air on YouTube. It could be a little bit because we have all the tournament stuff happening at the time. So if you're able to, check it out tonight. It's going to be both the Schmoedownlive.com. You can get tickets there or join the Patreon today, patreon.com/Schmoedown. Popular, contrary to popular belief. Hold on real quick.
We just chop liver and shit? What the fuck?
Hold on. Contrary to popular belief, the Patreon, even though the hosts of Backstage and should know this, it's patreon.com/Schmoedown. And I'm watching the show, and they're all three of them, Goddard and Roca, and they're going, yeah, it's the Schmoedown. I'm like, Google the fucking thing. It's right there. Patreon.com/Schmoedown. Go there, check it out. And on the undercard is a massive teams match, and it's $4.99. You get Lon Harris, Paul Oyama, who are playing lights out together, and Alonzo Duralde and Whitney Seibold. This is going to be something. How are they feeling right now, Paul and Lon? And have you found Lon on the highway?
I mean, I found Lon not where I was expecting to find him at all. I'm sure y'all will get a chance to find out about that sooner than later. But they're ready, man. As scared as Lon makes me on a regular basis, they're more than ready. The fact that I'm getting I have to stay up until 5 a.m. editing and shit, and I'm getting text messages at 6 being like, "Hey man, blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Ah, gosh, it's all right. They want this, so we ready? We is ready."
Yeah,
well, it's real. Yeah, go ahead, RB3.
I was gonna say Swag Squad getting ready to clean up today. Paulo Yama is definitely one of the most dominant competitors we've ever seen in the movie Trivia Schmoedown of all time. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I gotta play that song. Let's not forget Paulo Yama was the youngest champion of all time in the Schmoedown. And of course, Lon Harris is one of the dopest, the Professor.
Oh, no. The delinquent now. That's the problem.
The delinquent. Formerly the Professor.
That's the problem.
By the way, so David B, I always play it. David B sent me some new music. He sent, yeah, David B sent me. So I had him. He's working on a Paul Oyama track.
Oh shit!
And it's, dude, it's really good. It's very chill. Let me see if let's
How's
see.
the Shelf
Is
Life
this the
Sheridan
one?
track coming along?
That is what the
Oh wait,
Cobra.
this is Chance's new song. And by the way, the Inner Geekdom match between Chance and Kalinowski went up yesterday.
That is what the Cobra does.
Listen to this, Sloan.
That is what the Cobra does. Don't say I didn't warn you.
So Chance got his own theme song.
I was
and,
I was definitely confused during. I was like, so y'all just gonna play that same tired ass corruption theme twice today?
Nope.
And then I was like, what the hell is this? I was very confused, but it was good, man.
Yeah,
It was good.
It's good. So here, this is the Oyama song. Paul Oyama hasn't even heard this yet. This is something David B came up with for Paul Oyama's new music. Got those Hawaii vibes. This is how good David B is. This is how good he is. I told him I wanted a Hawaiian flair with some swag, and this is what he came up with. It's so good. I mean, the guy's a fucking genius. So that's Oyama's, and then I got Deep 13s here too. Hold on a second. All these songs are going to be available at the store. There's already like 9 that are available now. All the music's going up within the next week or so. All right, here's Deep 13. You can see Alonzo and Whitney coming out to this. Are you kidding? Such an Alonzo and Whitney song. It's really like a game show. Anyway, so
I'm now just imagining them just coming out.
Yep, and then I'll tell you, and then I'm working on The Odd Couple with him next, Andreyko.
Okay.
So that's what's okay. What's that? What's going on there?
I don't know what I'm just trying to think of like
what the music vibe would be.
What music vibe would be, because it's like, is it going to be like disco for me, and like
hard rock? It's like a mix
like Motley Crue 1991 for Schneider.
I think 100%. I think it's
peanut butter and onions. It'll definitely be an onion.
I'm imagining like it's like wait for the beat drop, The Odd Couple.
Yeah. So anyway,
there's no music. It's just The Odd Couple.
Tell David that he can go super cliche gay with my music.
Okay.
I want 70s. I want girl groups. I want.
He listens.
Whitney Houston
every day.
crying.
Well, he listens, so he'll have it. He'll have it ready.
Those
for
are great, by the way. That's amazing that he can come up with that stuff that quickly.
It's really good, and he's got. I mean, one of my favorite ones that he did was we haven't been able to use yet is the Finstock Exchange one, because he's got the. It sounds. I played it once before, but I'll play it again. It's got such a rocky feel to it. Made a whole list of it. Hold on, but it's.
Yeah.
Go
That's
ahead.
what we always think of in the Finstock Exchange is that rocky underdog tone.
Fair. Where is the? Do I not have it? I thought I don't have the Exchange song here. All right, well, I'll have to.
Curtis donated $20. Another shout out to my main man Winston. Meow. Oh Lord Jesus. Meow. Seriously, y'all watch Blurred's into Hood.
Thank you. There's a good promo there. All right, here it is. This is the FinStock Exchange theme song that we will be using soon.
Welcome to medieval times.
Listen.
You're a wizard, Tom.
Listen when it kicks in. Listen when it kicks in. So good. It's my favorite one.
I feel like I should be going to battle.
I'm kind of pissed. I'm very pissed because that shit sounds like a boss battle theme from Final Fantasy, and I can't rock it because it's from my greatest enemy. I'm a little pissed.
For me, it brings back memories of all the '80s, like Airwolf.
Yeah.
Where it's like you expect Tom to be like.
Well, listen. So, Andreyko, this is the Usual Suspects. You talk about '80s. You don't get any more '80s in this.
Harold Faltermeyer presents.
Yep.
Nice.
Hey, Brett, I haven't seen that.
Oh, yes. Well, John Carpenter in there.
Anyway, so all these are going to be available for you guys to purchase.
I'm going to get my skinny ties.
I am Jared Lee and donated $20. I'm a new children's author hoping people will get my books or ebooks off Amazon. Many Star Wars references. Type Tashi in the search bar. Ages 4 to 10. Kristian, you're like my brother from another mother. Sabrina, you're so hot. Hey, Brett, I haven't seen that.
Well, haven't seen that? What does that mean?
Pac-Man Wayne donated $20. Hey
Pac-Man.
guys, how you all? Kristian, I think you're a big fan of the movie Cinderella Man. I found a cool fact. Did you know that James J. Braddock granddaughter is Rosemarie DeWitt? She married to Ron Livingston.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know that. Thank you, Pac-Man Dwayne. Appreciate that.
Is that my catchphrase?
George
I haven't seen
__
that.
Spike has donated $20. Hey
okay with
Android,
that.
the next time you make your way back home to visit, check out Club Switch on Belmont in Youngstown. We would love for you to be our guest. I guess these peeps can come too.
What's that from?
I was born in Youngstown. I have not been there in like 25 years, and I'm going to have to look up Club Switch, because if that's a gay bar in Youngstown, I really want to see what that looks like.
You're in. All right.
Yeah. That's all the Schmo boss. I like the movie Cinderella Man. From
Yeah, me too. Love that movie. That movie was the perfect example of the studio making a very bad move by releasing it at the wrong time. That movie came out in summertime. That was the stupidest decision. That is an October, November movie if I've ever heard of one.
Kids love period boxing
Media
movies.
donated $20. Hey gang. Today's my birthday, so can I shamelessly ask for everyone to go subscribe to my channel ATH Media after they subscribe to First Cut? I make video essays, short films, and more. Thanks
That's
for
awesome.
all the giggles.
Thank you.
Tony has a great channel, ATH Media.
At the Helm Media,
Yeah, at the Helm. Yeah, he's great. Actually, some of the best video essays you're gonna see out there. So
That's awesome.
Check out his channel.
Thank you. All right, let's hit some of these questions here. Streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. A lot to get through because yesterday we missed a bunch. Ben Rayner says, happy Thursday from yesterday. Yesterday I watched Aliens for the first time and I loved it. It's my new favorite James Cameron movie. Today I plan on watching Alien. My question, do you remember watching those for the first time? What do you think? Which do you like more? The first one I ever saw was Aliens, before I even saw Alien. I loved Aliens. I still love Aliens more, but they're two different types of movies. The Alien is a really, it's a horror film in space, and Aliens is an action movie in space. But Andreyko, you got a preference? I'm going to guess that you like Alien better.
Well, I like Alien better. Aliens was my favorite until I got the 4K restoration of Alien on Blu-ray, and what we thought was just hidden in shadow, it's a beautiful, beautiful film. And I always try to give the originator of a franchise the go. But I just find Alien so much more creepy because it's so simple.
Oh, it is. There's no doubt about that. I don't disagree. It's funny because I feel about Terminator the way that most people feel, that the kind of switch. Like, to me, Terminator is my favorite movie out of the franchise, and most people it's Terminator 2. And I think that because of that aspect, I actually like Terminator better because I think it's more of like a horror film, and it's smaller budget and it's more character driven. I think the second one is great. But they're just two different movies in tone, and I think that's very similar to Alien and Aliens.
Yeah, they're totally two different genres. It's almost like the only thing they share is the Alien title.
Yeah. Does anybody else have what's your preference on there? Sabrina, have you seen both Alien and Aliens?
Yeah, I saw both when I was really young, probably like 8 or 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Ellen Ripley immediately became one of my favorite female characters of all time. Just a badass woman. So she's obviously great in both.
Hey guys, one more thing. The other day y'all talk about the AMC deal with Paramount. I forgot to tell you all, I think this can help smaller movies more, because a lot time when smaller movies come out on VOD, it's like 3 months from the public mind.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. What I didn't even know what the whole full deal is. So, but people like what they came up with.
Is that the 17-day window thing?
Yeah, from
that's going to ruin theaters. That's going to make theaters be like going to a concert. You're going to pay $35 to see a Marvel movie, and I don't know why AMC signed that. 17 days. Why would I go see a movie in the theater? In this sort of thing.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point that this Schmoebot, that Pac-Man Dwayne was making is that, like, since it's going to be on VOD faster, it'll be quicker in the minds of the public. But, you know, I think if that shouldn't be, like, that's the opposite way we should be thinking about it. Like, we should be trying to get smaller movies into theaters longer so that they could be in the minds of the public sooner, you know, not through VOD. That's just my opinion.
Well, maybe the flip side of it will be with these big movies that are in and out of theaters. Smaller movies will play longer, and we'll have movies that play. When I was a kid, E.T. played at my local movie theater for a year.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
Maybe that'll happen now.
Maybe.
Sabrina, could you try to talk again? Because we need more Schmoebots.
So yeah, Sigourney Weaver, Ellen Ripley, absolutely incredible. And of course, yeah, the two films are different. And when I was a kid, I liked the second one more just because it was a little bit bigger and it was more action-packed. I was more drawn to that at the time, and I loved seeing Sigourney Weaver be absolutely badass and incredible in that one.
And you're a badass for being able to watch that at 8 years old.
Yeah, my parents did not care. They let me watch anything and everything. The only thing was I watched The Exorcist when I was like 9 or 10, and my dad had to leave the house because he was so scared.
That movie's creepy shit.
I still haven't seen Saving Private Ryan because my parents wouldn't let me watch shit like that, and I just haven't had the desire to go back. But
I saw that in theaters. Oh my god!
I just saw Alien and Aliens last year, and I like Alien better. I think that they're both really good films. But you're right; it almost feels like to me where people were saying with the MCU, you see like Ant-Man is like a heist film, and then like Guardians is like a Misfits film, like like a misfit gang, and then you got like Winter Soldier is like a political thriller. Like this felt the same way, like you talked about. These films feel super completely different. So I don't really compare them, to be honest with you, even though they're in the same franchise.
And what's so nice about both of them is there's no CG. It's all practical or real projection and stuff. So having that guy, and have you guys seen on the extras of the original Alien movie, they show the guy in the bodysuit, and he's just wearing the headpiece and a bodysuit.
Yep.
It's actually creepier than the full suit because the way he moves and stuff. Yeah.
All right, listen, we're going to move over a lot of questions here still that we're moving through. And as we have, and I have to thank you again, as we mentioned here today about the Irwin and Roca match, just in this time period alone, there's tons of people who've been signing up to try to get tickets for tonight, and I just posted the link in the chat room right now.
Winston and Drunk Brett pitching a new comic book starring Brett and his cat to Marc Andreyko. Shockingly, Mark doesn't hate it.
Well, we might have to do it at the end there too. It's going to be hard to get to a lot of impressions right now, but if we can't get that today, we'll definitely do it on Monday. But let's try to get through it so we can get there. Let's go. Broken Blue Kristian, I apologize. I'm not super into the character aspect of the Schmoedown, but Winston tearing up during the Ace and Laura match was so genuine that I started crying too. Props to what you've created. I mean, I think that's the beauty of what the Schmoedown has become now, that there's all aspects for you. If you're into the story element, if you're into the characters, it's there for you. If you're into just the trivia, it's there for you. If you're in for the sports and the coaches and the managers and the trades and the free agency, it's there for you. So there's something there for everybody in order of what to find, and I'm glad how it's been evolving. And thank you for the nice words. It was a very genuine moment by Winston for sure. A new guy. Speaking of Tigger, do you guys think Jim Cummings is overlooked, underrated as a voice actor? I think he gets his props. He gets his props for everything that he's, when
were we speaking about Tigger?
Yesterday.
Oh. I was like, that's such a random
Yeah, it was yesterday. I think some kind of impression jumped out of it for like 2 seconds. It's kind of like this. C3P Diddy.
The best.
That's right. Good luck today for Roka. That's today. So I guess I'll hand this over to Ben after this one. But good luck today, Roka. Now that not that you're going to need it, the entire Outlaw Nation knows that you can beat Irwin. It's going to be a great match. My question today is, do you have a favorite random cameo in a movie? Mine is Gary Busey in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Gary Busey is in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
No idea. I've only seen that movie once.
The true story behind that is that I was going into the casino with my pet turtle, and I was chasing him backwards because that's the way we like to work out. And Nicolas Cage was there, and he said, "Would you like to be in my movie?" And I said no. And I figured out I was in it yesterday when I was watching it on Disney Plus.
That movie's not on Disney Plus.
What is it? How many lines do you? Where it becomes not a cameo, it becomes a full part. Because I loved Bill Murray in Zombieland, but is that
cameo? Yeah. It's an uncredited cameo for sure. Anybody else have any cameos that they love?
I love Jack Nicholson in Broadcast News when he shows up as the big newscaster at the end, and that's just that one scene. It's just great.
That is good.
All of the cameos from both Anchormen, like the big fight scenes, those kill me every time.
Yeah, I like Kevin Bacon a lot. I mentioned it the other day. Kevin Bacon and Crazy Stupid Love, but I don't know
what
if
the hell.
Happy Friday! Can't not wait for today's matches. I'm all
Respect
about
all
fireworks,
women,
and I fully
Schmoebot.
believe Roka is going to win. I'm so excited for this tonight.
Everybody shut up. Just keep letting her talk.
It's just the only Schmoebots are coming in.
Sabrina, we're going to have you on this show 7 days a week, even when I'm not even here.
You're raising thousands of dollars, Sabrina.
I'm just curious if this is actually RB3 fucking with her. Like, he would
never.
Click.
Sabrina, go ahead. Let's see how long you get through this.
Yeah, but Kevin Bacon in Crazy Stupid Love, I don't know if it's a little bit more than a cameo, but I just love his entire character and how important he is to the plot, but we barely even see him except for that one scene. And that scene is absolutely incredible. It's Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling.
$30 donated $20. I found $1 on the floor.
Love it.
You know what? Watch this. Sabrina, go ahead.
All right. What should I talk about now? Well,
whatever you want.
All right. Well, I mean, guys, I watched Lord of the Rings, all three of them in one day.
Yes.
So that was an entire mission. We have the meaning of Lord of the Rings coming out. Was not meant to be a plug, but I'll just make that a plug.
No, listen. I'll tell you what. Considering what has happened every time you talk with the Schmoebot today, go ahead and tell us the exact plot from the extended versions of Lord of the Rings.
I'm gonna go detail by detail, guys. Enjoy the show.
Did you watch extended version or did you watch regular?
I watched the regular. Luckily, yeah.
Not luckily. That's not lucky.
Yeah.
That Lord of the Rings extended versions are the most detailed movies. They work so much better. A lot of times, director cuts and everything. So I'm like, I see. They didn't necessarily have to. These are crucial for the story. There's so much missing in both the second and the third one that you miss. I showed my daughter and my wife the extended versions. They're incredible.
But to watch it in one day.
That's what I was saying. She just said she watched it all in a day. You can't ask her to watch 3.5 hour movies in a day.
Hey, you want to do it right?
The extended versions count for Inner Geekdom?
This season, no, but next season, yes.
Yo, you see Brandon Hanna in the chat being the ultimate heel, talking about the theatrical cuts are better. Hot take. Just always kayfabe with this guy.
Can I time him out, Kristian? Can I ban him?
You can't ban him, but you can definitely time him out.
We'll see you later, Brandon.
Oh yeah, don't.
Sabrina, I had just talked about this too because I'm trying to help prepare with Chandru. I'm about to watch the extended versions. My first time ever watching Lord of the Rings as well. So if you want to exchange notes,
man,
I'm there with you.
Yeah.
Because I watched them when I was a kid, but I never got into them. Yeah, definitely hydrate. Drink some White Claws in between if you have to get through it all.
What does that say? What does that say?
Brandon Hanna's
I saw that. All right, let's get to the next question there, Ben.
What's the last one you did?
Let me take out.
I got Patricia Metz. My day off work is SEN, New Umbrella Academy, and highly anticipated Schmoedown match. Oh, happy day!
Yeah, this Schmoedown match is. I'm telling you, man. Like, I'll post it again. Even if you haven't watched a Schmoedown match ever, don't miss this one tonight. This is going to be a big one. This is one, and it's very big for us because it's the first pay-per-view that we're doing online, and it's going to be kind of crucial in general of how we're able to do this, how we're able to operate. So if you're able to support tonight, please do it. The link is in the description, not the description, in the chat room right now. So click on that and do it, and let the English see you do it. All right,
did Patricia break Roxy yesterday?
She did. Yeah, she did.
She broke Roxy. It was great.
All right, Ben.
On the topic of music documentaries, if you haven't, check out the underrated gem Bittersweet Motel following Fish in the late 90s, directed by young Todd Phillips, pre-Old School Hangover. Any other music documentary recommendations? Pearl Jam 20 for me. I love that Pearl Jam, and it's by Cameron Crowe. So
Hip Hop Evolution. It's an amazing show on Netflix if you want to get and it covers Beastie Boys and Wu-Tang and Run DMC and everything up to now.
Michael Rappaport, I think, did one on Tribe Called Quest also.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The Defiant ones on HBO is good too.
Yeah, there's a Leonard Cohen documentary. I think it's about him, and that one's on Hulu. I have to check that one out, but that's my next one.
I'm a big Leonard Cohen fan.
And Dave Franco's going to do the Vanilla Ice movie, so there's that.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's true.
The Rush documentary. I'm not joking. Very good, really good. Very interesting story of it's good. Yeah, that's good. Sabrina, talk, please. Somebody save us with a
D-Train. Basketball is back. Baseball is back. Hockey comes back tomorrow. The movie trivia Schmoedown is on fire. This is why we need sports. Sports is one of the few things that bring us together. August is going to be a great month, and it's a month we deserved.
Hashtag free Joe Kelly.
Hashtag baseball's not going to be around for too much longer.
Baseball's going to be done in like 2 days.
2 minutes.
Hey, NBA looking good though. You also our Lakers game last night. LeBron hitting the game-winning shot, the layup. Yeah.
RB3, you're gonna be proud. My daughter last night, I said to her, I mean, I'm not proud of this, but my daughter last time was like, because I told everybody that kind of what we've been doing. We watched a little bit of the baseball game before we go to sleep, and then I've been reading Charlotte's Web to her before she goes to bed, right? So last night, we watched the baseball game. She's like, I heard basketball's coming back. Can we watch basketball? And I'm like, you don't want to watch the Yankee game? She's like, no, I want to watch the Lakers. I'm like, oh. Yeah.
You look like such a defeated dad right now.
I don't want to take it away from her. She's interested. I mean, she's interested in basketball and she wants to get into, the Lakers and stuff. I was like, okay. And she's like, and she's watching because it was versus the Clippers, right? So she was trying to decide between the two. She's like, I think I like the Lakers more. She's like, I like LeBron. I like their outfits better. She's like, and I like the fact that and more people talk about them. I was like, well,
yo, RB3, you must be real happy that Lou Williams really had to get them wings, bro. Which the best thing I saw, someone said, he wasn't there for the wings. He was there for, Kenny the Jet said he was there for the legs and thighs. And I was like, come on, man. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, you got to sacrifice something to get to the top. So that's all.
What's the next one there, Goddard?
What do we got? Winston Marshall Jr. Hi, Dad. I time traveled back to the olden days to meet you. Why is everyone wearing masks? So wild. I have spoilers for phases 4, 5, and 6 of the MCU if you want them.
That went a lot better than I thought it was going for a second. Yeah. I was like,
no, that was good.
D Train.
That would be a great way to let someone know that this actually. Hey, Winston, I want to let you know through a Schmoebot that you're my pops.
You're gonna have to spend way more than $20 for me to even acknowledge that shit. I'm gonna tell you that.
Well, you know what? You don't have to spend more than $20 on Bulletproof.
well done.
I'll tell you what. Bulletproof is phenomenal, and you people who are out there right now, I just got the numbers as far as people like clicking on the links and not buying it. Dopey. If you're coffee drinkers, more people need to be clicking on it and get Bulletproof. It is incredible. You can get it straight from Apple Pay. It is delicious. It's right in the link in the description there. Bulletproof Coffee, everybody. It is so delish. And you should check it out if you go to the link in the description. Bulletproof Coffee. You get it'll help this show out, but it'll help you out because you wind up getting some quality coffee. They have a lot of different. They have protein bars, tons of great stuff over there. Browse around on Bulletproof Coffee and check it out. All right, sorry. Next one there, Ben.
D Train. Who had a better tournament run, Chance or Ace? I say it's Ace Cabrera because of one thing. 3 of 4 opponents Chance faced were playing in the Inner Geekdom for their first time. 3 of 4 opponents Ace faced were seasoned veterans in Star Wars.
Well, I don't want to get too much into it because we're not going to get straight into what, there's still a 24-hour ban overall of what happened with that match yesterday with...
yeah, there's like 3 hours left.
Yeah, but either way, I would still say Ace because they both had to play in 4 matches because of the play-in. And if you said in the beginning of the season, all right, one of these guys is going to do very well in the tournament, I think 99.9% of them would have said Chance.
$20. Ben, you sounded gingerly. What did you do to the rainbow spots that used to spam the chat?
Oh, the porn stars.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. They're gone.
They left. I think they just kind of. It's like a pack of.
$20. Look, as a black man, I can speak for Winston. We do not want to hear that we are the father and Schmoebot. That's almost as bad.
That is literally almost like the minute they were like, I time traveled. I almost did a Maury dance across the room, bro.
$20. What up, Friday crew? Hey, Kristian. It could be worse.
Hey.
At least she doesn't want to be a Knicks fan. Hey, RB3, you can celebrate the Lakers win yesterday, but if you can only win by 2 points without Lou and Trez, it's over. Clippers in 4. # Clipper Nation.
Damn.
Haters.
Coming for the throat right there.
Disrespectful.
Yo, that has some extra.
Yeah, can't disrespect the Lake Show like that.
The Lakers and Clippers are two terms of Jedi, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, what's next?
YouTube scientists. So in order to regrow appendages, you need to use stem cells, which can only grow on certain surfaces. A graft surgery is done to transfer that tissue to the right spot. The funniest part of the article is him requesting an extra 2 inches to be grown.
That is funny. Well, hey, if you can order it, why not?
Yeah, is there a website we can go to?
Yeah,
like how humble of him to only ask for 2.
That's right.
Commentary nerd. How do you guys feel about Rudy Gobert scoring the first points of the NBA return to action, or even that the Jazz were one of the teams in the opener? Does NBA care about optics? So Kristian, like, if you don't know, like, the Jazz game was like the first game to like get canceled live on air, and then Rudy Gobert was like kind of joking about this whole coronavirus thing, and it was like, oh yeah, and then like touched all of the reporters' mics and recording devices before he left, and then 2 days later tested positive for it.
Oh, that was a while ago, right?
Yeah, that was a while ago.
That's what shut everything down because nobody took it seriously.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then, so I guess now when they played yesterday, he was literally the first person to score for the new NBA season.
I see. Okay.
I mean, I think that's poetically beautiful. That's how I feel. He beat the virus, and now he coronavirus. The shit is real, and now he's out here like scoring points again. I think that is beautiful.
All right. what's I'm not gonna say it's not good that he beat the virus, but he's still an asshole.
Yeah.
Matt Chapman. I'm on vacation this week because of a now canceled tabletop gaming convention. I haven't been able to watch live because I'm not working. I just wanted to say hi and I love you guys. I don't know what you're talking about, but I agree with Brett.
Oh,
thank you.
That's usually how That's how I
Brett doesn't
approach
know
it.
what we're talking about either.
Yeah.
No.
Well, no. Once it was basketball talk, I'm out. I pee break. Sorry. Sabrina probably took one too. I don't know, but she's the only one.
I was
that doesn't
thinking about it.
Marvel Man Mike, hey guys, love and respect from the UK, Kristian. I see your point about Disney, but surprisingly, they exactly did release Onward to paid VOD. It's only recently gone to Disney Plus here. It hadn't been out in cinema before the pandemic either.
Yeah, it had.
Yes, but that was the beginning. That was when everybody was still freaking out when all the movie theaters and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm with Kristian in this. You get somebody to watch this on Disney Plus and they forget they're subscribed and they keep it for a year.
Yeah.
You do it on VOD, they pay one and done.
That's what I mean. You make more money doing
And
it.
parents, kids watch these movies over and over again.
Yeah,
Why
because
wouldn't you
the
put it on
argument
VOD?
against it is like, well, why not put it on VOD and then hope to get it again when it goes on Disney Plus? It's like because you catch the moment while the moment is there, and it's like the hot new toy. People are like, oh, I can only find it if I knew. Well, I already knew that it was on demand. It's not much of an attraction now if you're going to put it, if you're going to debut it. Because I bet you, even with that shit piece Artemis Fowl, I bet you they still got some people to sign up.
They probably made more money by putting it there than they did in theaters.
Well, they would have.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's true. That's definitely true.
that movie was a flying fart box on wheels that were broken.
Oh, that was insane. I was not ready for that.
Not good.
Kenneth
All right.
Branagh, man. Every other movie of Kenneth Branagh's is great.
Easy. It's really weird. All right, next one.
Yeah, Giuseppe Stromboli.
Yes.
Harry Potter update. For a brief time, Wizard Police were a race of intelligent magical cats called the Pussy Patrol. The program was shut down because the cost of sardines was too high.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
True.
Okay.
That's actually true.
If Giuseppe Stromboli isn't J.K. Rowling, I'd be very surprised. Kenneth Dowling. Hey, guys. Hope everyone is well. Shout out to Marc Andreyko. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
Kenneth Dowling. Again, on the Emmys, I feel a toe of the biggest snubs was Caitlin Dever for the lead in Unbelievable, and Tom Pelphrey, who was the brother with bipolar disease in Ozark. His story and performance was outstanding.
And I didn't read all the Emmy noms. Did Ben or Hugh Jackman and Allison Janney get nominated for Bad Education?
Yes, Hugh Jackman did. I have to confirm about Allison Janney.
I just watched that the other night. I'm so mad I didn't watch that before. That's a fantastic film.
Yeah, it is.
Great one.
What's
The
that?
biggest snub for me is Nick Offerman for Best Actor for a limited series.
Oh, for
I can't
Devs,
believe he
yes.
wasn't left off for Devs. Yeah, I can't believe he was left off that list.
I can't believe the female lead from Normal People wasn't nominated opposite the guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So which one? Which?
Brett.
No, I love Normal People. I absolutely loved it. No,
It's just hard to tell sometimes because Brett, dude, whenever you are invested in something, you're like, oh yeah, that was good.
It's just nice when I know something. I go, oh, you said words I know of things I watch.
Ben, you missed this Dave Thomas founder of Wendy's one, right? Or,
I'm on Super Chat. I haven't refreshed stream.
oh, you haven't refreshed yet. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Have you guys this is from Jason Hattery. Have you guys watched the movie The Rental? For a first-time director, really awesome film.
No, I've never seen the run. Pretty good. All right.
Let's get ready to talk Schmoedown podcast. Shaking my head, Kristian. Come on, man. Really, we love Ace, but nah, it's Chance. Hey to all these great people. Schmoedown community is the best community, Kristian.
Okay, I gotta counter this shit real fast. First of all, let's be real. Chance not only is a former champion, he was a team champion with one of the greatest IG players of all time. Are you really surprised that Chance would do what he did? Robert Parker wasn't proven, maybe in the fan leagues, but he really hadn't done anything but whoop Ace's ass, which further cements why Ace's run was a bigger deal because it looked like Ace wasn't going to do shit. Like, let's be real. I know it sounds like I'm biased, but let's look at the facts. Come on now. Look at the facts.
And it's facts. I mean, you look at Ken Knapsack was literally the former champion. Laura Kelly was literally one of the most dominant players we've ever seen in a Star Wars tournament. Andrew Demolanta is a monster. Like what kind of these are the three of the greatest Star Wars competitors we're ever gonna see, and Ace beat all of them. There's no question. No question.
I think it's closer. I think I do go with Ace, but I think it's closer. Like he beat Paulo Yama, who's also a former champion.
Yeah,
he did beat Robert Parker, he was only 2-0 in Intergeekdom, but he was a very hyped up player. He beat Barbarian, another hyped up rookie, and then he beat Mike Kalinowski, a 2-time Intergeekdom champion and a Hall of Famer. So
it is closer, and I give him credit for all of that. But I think the thing that you're taking out of consideration there is don't just look at who they played. Look at what the resume was coming up to it and the ability we'd already seen. Chance had already proven he can scrap with anybody. Ace had nothing on that record. If anything, it looked the exact opposite. Nobody was counting Ace to do shit, but Chance.
I do love the argument. So too, it's like who's the better player? You know, Jordan or LeBron. It's a great sports argument for sure. And by the way, as I play the swag theme, that is by the great Matthew Reed, and that is also going to be available on the store very soon, within the next week. So the swag theme is going to be available over the next week, and that's a really good one to get. So, all right. Ben, what you got?
Trash Panda. Breaking news. My Flirt and Flouse shirt arrives today. Also, hi, Brett.
Hello.
Yeah, there's a Flirt and Flouse. If you didn't know, on the store for at the Skybound website, you can get these Flirt and Flouse merch that's up there now. You can also get the Schmoedown Season 7 logo shirt if you want to get that. All right, go ahead.
Can I pitch a shirt idea? The factions with our names like Mark and Tom and all, those ones on the side with the ands and the faction name on the back.
Well, the faction name we're definitely going to have in it. I can't, and this is behind the curtain stuff too. We're working on the faction logos. There's just certain things we have to work out for next season, and then once we get all the players kind of locked in, also then there's certain, we just have to make sure it's not like it used to be with you just put something up on TeePublic. We have a full store now of things that we have to do, but I definitely want to get jerseys with Andreyko name on the back and stuff. 100%. I want to do stuff like that for sure.
Can we get a holographic shirt with Chandru in the middle of his floss doing that wink that he did, the little
not if he loses next week.
Well, he won't, but
He won't.
What is next?
Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's. Which fast food mascots would make for the best horror villain a la Five Nights at Freddy's? My sworn enemy, Ronald McDonald, is the obvious answer. But what's the deal with Grimace? He is a large purple anthropomorphic being of indeterminate species. The hell?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. I don't eat McDonald's, but now you make me want some of those stupid cheeseburgers.
I will say Burger King is scarier. That porcelain head.
That's what I was going to say. Burger
terrifying.
King. Yeah, Jack in the Box would be scary too.
Yeah, Jack in the Box is
Jack
scary.
in the Box, Jack in the Box is just
He looks
Jack in
like
the
a
Box
dog.
talks. The
He's like
Burger
a
the Burger King is silent.
But-
He's like
but
Michael Myers.
But I get Chucky vibes from Wendy's, bro.
I was just gonna say Wendy's.
You know what I'm saying?
You either get Chucky vibes or you get Karen vibes. Either one, bad vibes.
Or
Either
it's a
orphan-
Karen
the
Chucky,
orphan
bro.
vibes.
Bro, she's a Karen Chucky. She complains till you're by yourself, then she stabs your ass with a burger. My dog, that shit sounds
if you're not the manager, she'll kill you.
that's what I'm saying. If you don't bring the manager, she go kill you.
What's next?
Hamstracked. Question for Andreyko. Huge fan of Jeepers Creepers here, and I was excited to see you wrote the comics. How did that come about, and did you have any reservations because of Salva's past? Great story that adds to the lore and keeps some mystery.
Well, yes, I did have some reservations because I do think the first Jeepers Creepers movie, removing what Victor had done in his past from it, is a pretty fun horror movie, and I think there was stuff there. When I did the comic book, it was with the explicit agreement that this was not going to enrich anyone who did anything bad. It was a one and done as far as that goes, because we're seeing this now. How do you separate creators from their creations? It's such a slippery slope with that sort of thing. But yes, there was no, he got no personal enrichment from that project.
How long ago was that, Mark?
You know what? The 2000s are 1 year for me, so I have no idea. A couple years back, I just did a thing that did the history of the creeper appearing through different cultures, like he was the Quetzalcoatl myth in Aztec society. He was he killed everyone in Roanoke, the colony. So it was just it was Forrest Gumping him throughout history, because that character
That's awesome.
is a pretty interesting character.
What do you do? What are you working on right now, comic book wise?
A bunch of creator-owned stuff, a bunch of projects that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I have a King Arthur project that I came up with 30 years ago that's finally going to happen, and it's like Deadwood meets King Arthur, not in a Western sense, but it's a more realistic sort of greasy thing. And then a couple of other media projects that I think some of you know about that I can't talk about on the air because of the way this industry is. But next year could potentially be a good year for me. So.
Well, hopefully, I think next year will be a better year for everybody.
Well, yes, true enough.
But it's gonna be, but it'd be good to start off with something very positive like that. All right, let's keep going.
Okay. Oh, and guys, we have 770 people watching and only 300 likes right now. Let's hit that like button for us, please. It really helps the analytics on YouTube. Let's get to 500 likes before we head out for the day. Who we got? Let's bring talk. Schmoebot. Alex Shashek. Going back to favorite cameos, I love David Bowie in Zoolander. Mega surprising, and considered his role in the movie, it was perfect. Also, changes are being made on Schmoebaits starting next Wednesday. Hope for your feedback.
I love that show, and I think it's a really good show. I do have a lot of, I had notes as far as how it's not my show, so you can tell me to go fuck off. But there was just certain ways for debate shows are always hard to do, and I really liked what they did. I watched a little bit of Roca judging with it was Dwayne versus Eric. Nerd Chronic, and they were having a battle on kind of Roca in lead up to the Roca versus Irwin match. They were talking about kind of Roca's career overall. And I really like the fact that they have I like more of the serious topics. I know it's people kind of like the goofy thing, like what desert island would you want to spend with a Schmoedown competitor? And it's like I like the more serious topics, and they've been doing that for all three of them. And then I think that it's the judging system is the only thing for me. It's just very hard for me to because if not everybody's watching and people are voting, and you see something come out on Twitter and you see let's say what we're talking about here today, who had the better tournament run, Oyama or Chance, and you just see that and you see a poll and you click on it, but you haven't watched the episode and you didn't get a chance to hear Winston's argument, right? I'm sure Winston's argument kind of turned some people around, and you don't get to vote on that. And then that person wins based off a poll itself. I think with judges, with like 3 judges and a poll, that it seems it carries more weight. But am I in the minority there?
No, because I'm not trying to plug it, but like me and Sabrina do our show, and it's kind of the same thing where we'll put up like casting polls, and a lot of times it was like Taika Waititi versus Panos Cosmatos for like a recast for a director. Obviously, Taika Waititi is just going to win because he's the more popular director. So and it does suck because like there are times where like we've made really good arguments for like these out of the box castings or something, but if people see recasting for so and so movie, this just looks good, let me just click on that.
Yeah, and I want to address Canon Ex Machina. Dude, unfortunately, I don't think you really know how YouTube works, because you said, stop begging for likes. If people want to hit like, they will do it. No, a lot of times it's called call to action, and a lot of times people don't realize it, and they're sitting there and they're watching, oh, yeah, I didn't realize that actually helps the show. So that's actually kind of no offense, a dopey statement. It's actually very helpful if you guys do.
$20. Does no one remember the Jack in the Box commercial where he blows up the building full of people? Scared the crap out of me as a kid.
No, I don't. There was a lot of crazy shit going on, Jack in the Box stuff. But a lot of people do forget to click on like, and they don't know. So it's like it is very helpful. It helps in the algorithm in general. So if you can click on like when you're watching it, it's not called begging for likes. It's called actually allowing people to know that it helps the show. So don't be pessimistic in life. It doesn't help anybody.
I'll say this.
Anybody.
When Ben said that, I was like, oh, I can like. So I went to the and clicked like. So yes, the reminders aren't. It's not begging. It's reminding, because there's so much stuff going on that people forget. So thank you for the reminder, Ben.
Thank you very much. And even Call to Action Podcast says I have to be reminded to hit that like button all the time. I just never clicked until people started telling me about it.
Literally, the call to action needs a call to action.
That's what it is. So it is super and already because of that. We're already up to like 401 likes. So thank you guys. Exactly. So this is Trash Panda. My dad's YouTube channel skews to older audiences, and they don't know about likes. So for people who have accounts and don't realize it, there's a like button on the bottom. Click that. It helps out the show. And again, please don't say dopey things. It's not necessary.
In my day, YouTube was smoke signals.
Yeah. You had to use Morse code to hit the like button.
Yeah.
Jason Hattery. Hi guys, Kristian. With your ties to Skybound now, do you ever think we'll have Ryan Otley on? He was the artist on the comic book Invincible.
I think we're going to have a lot of cool guests coming up over the next couple of months, and that's not even to say on this show. I'm pretty excited to announce some new things. I just haven't had the opportunity to do it yet, but when we announce our next kind of big announcement thing, I think a lot of people are going to be pretty happy because we have some cool shit coming down the pike. So stay tuned. All right, next one.
PLD. Have to agree with my Let's Get Ready brothers. It's Chance, multi-divisional legit shot at Chancey 3 belts.
But the question was, who had a more impressive tournament run? Not who has the potential to be the greatest player of all time or to be whatever. Like I right as we stand right now, because we've only seen Ace in one particular facet. I'll give you chance all day.
I agree, but I do agree with Ben that it's not as a no-brainer argument. Ace, the reason why I chose Ace is that he came out of nowhere, and he went from being a person who had lost in a 3-person team to 2 people and to get obliterated by Parker to beating, as RB3
The one
said.
true Dick Arm donated $20. It is I, the one true Rainbow's Arm. I vanquish humps that don't hit the like button with my dastardly Rainbow's vision. It turns people's arms into dicks. Hence the name, get it? Happy Friday, everybody. I need a Rainbow's Arm animated short.
Oh, there you go. That animated short. I'm sure somebody's going to be making that. Dagan S. Broad says, hey, look, how about this? If we get to 500 likes by the end of the show, I'm going to hit this bong again. All right, go ahead. Do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get him there.
500, so we get him now.
All right, everybody, just to let you know, we're here. Well, thank you. Welcome to the Begging for Likes show. This is me, and you're you. So if you're sitting there and you're about to write more begging for likes, your fingers are going to fall off, and they're going to wind up coming out of your asshole. All right, everybody, let's get to 500 likes. Can you get the 500 likes? Well, you're going to get the 500 likes. If you get the 500 likes, Negan's going to hit that bong. So go ahead and do it. Stop begging for likes. Stop begging for likes. Lick my feet. All right, everybody, let's go back on over. Going back on over. You're looking for 500. Got almost 800 people here walking, looking for 443. Can you get the 500? Got to get the 500. Are you begging for likes? Are you begging for likes? What are you begging for? What are you begging for? Are you begging for a penis on your arm? Well, yeah, just go to the New York Post. They'll help you out. All right, everybody, moving on over. What did you do?
Hey, if we get the 500 likes, I'll tie your shoes. We got
the shoe tying over here. Shoe tying. All right, everybody, next thing you know, we're going to have a lot of shoe tying. Can we get the 500 likes? Can we get the 500 likes? I got into a fist fight with a duck yesterday. All right, everybody, let's go. 451. Can we get the 500? Can we get the 500? Oh, I like to bang my head against the wall 753 times just to see if my eyeballs fall out of my face. All right, everybody, let's go. 451, 458. You're gonna make me do this for that long? Hit 500, you filthy fuckers. Let's go. 500. I'm a Jeepers Creepers myself, but not for the reason you think, not a scary thing. Oh, you followed me around in high school. All right, everybody, 500. Can we get a 500? Give me 500. Can't get a 500. All right, let's see. Hit that like button, you turds. All right, everybody, 500, 465. Fuck it, we're done.
Pizza USA.
I am so nervous now from that music. That was like the hamster dance on meth. Good lord.
The hamster dance.
All right, let's see. Do we have anybody else?
Yeah, I got Bo Jax right here.
Okay.
Will you tell us at a future date what you sent to Mark and Winston, or is it inside baseball?
I will tell you at a future date.
I'll tell you for 500 likes.
No, you won't.
No. I'm gonna need at least 2,000 likes to tell you all that shit.
Yeah, you ain't saying even that. You still ain't saying shit.
The only way I would tell you is if Henry Cavill knocked at my door right now wearing a sarong
and said he would tie your shoes.
With a PC in his
Henry,
one arm.
I have this thing on my arm, Henry. Can you take a look at it?
All right. I think that's everything. Yes.
We had an impression, right?
Oh, we do have an impression. That's right. What's the impression?
Okay, we've got Winston and drunk Brett pitching a comic book to Marc Andreyko.
All right, that's fine. Well, who's Winston though?
Obama. Why not?
She just.
Or maybe
It just said the thing just said Winston.
All right, so it's just Winston. All right, so don't make up shit.
Why not? Make him earn it.
What kind of comic? It doesn't say.
Does not say.
Okay.
All right, ready? We'll start.
I want you to pitch me a romance comic.
Romance comic. All right, how about this?
All right, so here it is. All right, Mark. I know, man. I know. Writing comic books, bruh. You have seen some dope shit, and I got a very basic premise, but I think everybody will love it. So it's Henry Cavill, right? He works.
Approved.
Done. Boom.
I like it. How do you beat that?
So it's very simple. It's just all it is. Henry Cavill, he's building computers, right? He's building computers, and all of a sudden in comes this beautiful, beautiful man. And he's just like, look, I've always wanted to learn how to build computers. Will you teach me? And they have this like kind of senpai, like teach me senpai relationship. And then like their love blossoms.
I feel like Winston's actually pitching a comic book.
Yeah.
I'm trying. But in the process, they find themselves in the digital world and they actually become like digital, like Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. I don't know if you remember that, but they become like the new version of that. Like, so on the days, like, Brett, help me out here. You're supposed to help me out, man.
No. I just, listen, everybody has dicks on their arms. Green light it, buddy. Green light it. We'll green light it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. I think that's everything, right?
I got one last one from Hitman Hudson.
Okay, what do you got?
Speaking of sports documentaries, I'd love to see one of the parallel careers of Johnny Manziel and Alex Caruso. If you had told me Caruso would have had a better pro career back when they were both at A&M, I would have called you crazy.
Oh, were you reading Sabrina's dream journal?
I know who Johnny Manziel is, actually.
That means he did something wrong.
I actually made a Johnny Manziel joke in a comic book.
Did you?
Just talking about, how he was just was a
flash in the pan.
Pathetic loser.
Oh.
Yeah.
4 likes away from 500, guys. 4 likes. 4 likes.
Come on, guys.
Hold on. Wait. Don't worry. We got something for you, Andreyko. All right, everybody. We're at 496. Looking to get a 500 with 1 minute left in the show. There was a chair I put on my neck, and then the next thing you know, I was a giraffe. I don't know how that happened. It's just the first thing that came to my head. All right, everybody. 500 likes. All right, good.
Oh, dude, my dog could hear that, and she is pissed. No, she's very annoyed.
That's what cocaine would sound like if it was music.
That's right. Well, before we go, we do have a very special guest that I wanted to bring on to the show to close the show down. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles.
Hi, Naina. It's nice to see everybody on this day. I want to thank all of everybody who was on the show here today. But to let you all know, there's one specific thing that you shouldn't ever tell anybody, and that's this. Don't beg for likes, now you know. Riding on a bike, now you know. When you think you should say something in the comment section and it's not very nice, don't say it, now you know. Just sit on your couch and turn on the TV and do something else. It would please me. Be nice, motherfucker, now you know. Say hi, motherfucker, now you know. See you next week. Watch the pay-per-view. If you don't, it means you hate me. Now you know. Just kidding. Now you know. Do what you can. But I'll tell you what, Marc Andreyko is the man. Say bye. Now you know. It's been real. Now you know. RB3, take us out. Now you know. See you motherfuckers. Now you know. Have a great weekend.
Happy to see Mark on Sen Live. Thank you for always brightening my day. Good. Hit that like button, please.
Mark, I mean, that's the perfect way to go out. I was just going to say, Mark looks like he's questioning ever doing the show again.
We're going to do it every day now.